Welcome to San Diego Market Movers. I'm your host, Valerie, and I'm here with Miguel Nunez. Miguel, you have so much knowledge, and today I want to touch on bankruptcy and what happens to your mortgage after bankruptcy.
Okay, so we learned this the hard way. We were selling a property, and it was a trust sale, and the notice of default was issued on this trust, and the last minute they had assigned a trust deed sale. They had said, okay, this house is going to be auctioned on Monday. We were notified on Friday that that was going to happen, and we were ready to close, but we couldn't close until that notice of trust sale had been postponed, until the auction had been postponed or canceled. And we were trying to figure out, how can we stop this? If it's a Friday afternoon, the bank is back east, how are we going to stop this? And somebody said, well, bankruptcy. Bankruptcy could stop it, possibly. But of course, this is a trust that, you know, the owner of the property had passed away. But I was just curious about that. I said, well, how does that work? So a lot of people think that, okay, if I file for bankruptcy, people who just owe too much money, I said they use it as a technique. Well, let me file for bankruptcy. That way I can get rid of my debt, or I can renegotiate my debt. That may work, and again, I'm not an attorney, but that may work for credit card debt, I don't know, other stuff. But in real estate, which is our world, the bankruptcy, you go to bankruptcy court, the bankruptcy will say, okay, fine. If they approve it, they say, okay, from this court, you are relieved to pay the mortgage. That's a court. Now, the lender is going to get that news, and he's not going to like it. But at the same time, the lender had already filed a judgment against the property. Now, the fact that there's no longer an obligation by the borrower to pay the mortgage, that doesn't mean that the lender has to remove that lien on the property.
Yeah.
So the lender says, well, okay, I'm not going to get paid on this one sooner, but later I will, because I've placed a lien, a judgment on this property, and whenever that borrower, whoever it is going to sell that one, they're going to have to remove that lien, and the only way they're going to remove it is by paying me or negotiating with me.
Right.
So just be aware that bankruptcy doesn't relieve you of everything. Eventually, that has to be paid.
Right. Okay. Well, there we have it. I got I wrote the notes, and I have no questions. Thank you so much, Miguel.
You're very welcome.
That.
Take care.
Thanks all.